Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of Yahweh's Perspective. You are the audience and the people that are talking to at the same time. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And yeah, I'm here with some really nice people. Why acting? Why is it?
Just continue.
I would like, let me do like when people in church when they are introducing this guest speaker. We would like to introduce. She really did that. We would like to introduce
all the adjectives.
Deaconess Moyin, the woman of God, a woman that is so close to the heart of the world. You know, when she speaks, heaven and earth are shaking. Hey. We want to welcome Sister Momo.
More adjectives. Thank you. Thank you so much. Calvary greetings to everybody.
Yeah, very serious.
Calvary, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
And we're here with William. Sorry, KJ. KJ.
Can I just introduce myself, please?
I think I have to do my own again. I'm not a deaconess. Please, let's actually scratch that.
Yeah, she's not.
The name is Moyin.
Yeah, Moyin and
Mo for Swagsha.
Mo for Swag, Momo.
My name is William. Well, my stage name is KG.
Thank God.
What stage? Exactly. What stage are you
I'm stressed.
Stage now.
Which stage?
Always distance.
I'm so done with you.
It's Ja.
Either ways, we're here to talk
Jawi.
about something interesting. But before that, how was your week? How have you guys been doing? What's been going on with your lives? As you can see, we're in the month of love and Valentine is coming very soon. Are you people coughed or not? Are you coughed?
I am. See, let me tell you about my person. On to KJ.
G.
Mom, are they close to the alphabet in the alphabet?
G. What is
J and G are pronounced the same.
See, you guys are always at each other's throats.
I'm sorry.
So now, please, I said that you guys coughed or not. Are you in a relationship? The season of love, you know? Are you prefer not to
single.
say?
Hiding my woman from the world.
Voila. Are you just
Are you ashamed?
I should not this type of woman.
No, not wahala. What's your leg on the table?
I don't know how to handle myself right now.
Your camera's shy.
Be serious. But Moyin, so you were saying?
Yeah, you were defining what coughed,
I just mean like on Monday we're filming this like 2 days before Valentine's Day. They'll probably see this like way after Valentine's. But just saying.
I have some
Valentine
Valentine
pressured?
plans.
Is there anything happening on Valentine's Day?
Oh yeah, I do have some Valentine plans, right? And I just don't think
the world should know.
Yeah.
Well, okay. No, that's fine. As long as you have something.
Yeah, we're doing like even tonight now, like things are happening.
Wow.
I'm out, and
this is like that's not just what you're saying.
This is like we laugh at me, but
William, do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?
I have a midterm on Tuesday.
Wow. That's okay. Just spells, thank you. Spells information.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Monday is Valentine's Day, and I feel like everybody should be at work. So I don't know what people are doing. All the people that are going to be posted on this time, we will not see it because we'll be attending meetings.
But you see, that's why we are celebrating the Valentine because for us, right? That's why we're doing something today and tomorrow. Like I was telling you about my plans for tonight. It's not a lot, but like some laser tagging.
You know when somebody is saying something but they are saying nothing?
Some laser tagging. We're going to eat, and then tomorrow we're going to worship God, and then we have some plans in the evening,
I'm sorry. I trying to make us jealous.
So
I don't know the news
next.
she's talking about because I'm not involved.
What's the question that you have for me?
Please, moving on. I'm done with this segment. But we're going to be talking about love today. We're in the season of love. It is only proper that we start with love, right?
Wow.
Do you are silent? I didn't hear the question. But we're going to be talking about love, like we're not talking about like love in terms of relationships, like who are you dating, or when it comes to relationships, how do you handle love or all that shebang. We're not doing that because we don't want to pressure ourselves. I know all of us here are single.
What do you mean?
You are disrespectful.
But okay, we're going to be talking about love, like in the aspect of like Christ, like just loving everyone the way we're supposed to love our relationships, parents, family, other family members, our nuclear family and extended family members, friends, just showing love. That's all aspect of love because we are expected to show love, right? Are we not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. And what will you define love as? What will you say love? Not relationship now, I made it clear. So
I don't even know how to define that one, so yeah, thank God.
but yeah, how do you define love, William?
I mean, in my opinion, I think to love someone is to feel what they feel. It's basically like if they are going through stuff in a way you're going through stuff, then you can't exactly go through what they are going through, right? But it bothers you. Okay, your friend isn't doing well in life, right? It bothers you. You want to see them do good, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's the situation. But I think
you feel what they feel.
Yeah, but it's a sketchy definition because it's like, okay, can you really feel a certain way about people you don't even really know, right? That someone on the street doing good, can you actually feel what they are feeling, right? So, well, yeah, for the people you actually know, I guess that's a good definition of love for me.
Yeah, but we were asked to like love regardless. Like we're not only to love like the people we know. Not that we like. I think we're not even supposed to like love just only those that like love us. We're supposed to love regardless of who they are. So the guy on the streets, we're supposed to love him.
Yeah.
The lady at the store, we're supposed to love her. So if he's defining love as feeling what like the other person is feeling or going through, how do we now translate this love to complete strangers? You're meeting someone for the first time, you still have to show love. Like, what do you say about that, Sister Mo?
I think love is an action, right? And I think it also has to do with feelings. There's compassion. Like, I think love is really broad. It's not just narrow, because there are times when your feeling will not, some people, your sibling will move mad, right?
Yeah.
And you just want to throw a glass table at their head, shatter it all. Right?
I don't know why I'm choosing a glass table.
I've had situations like that where like you're just like, you came out of my mother's womb, let me just, you know, where you're praying, asking Jesus for help, right? But I think it's an action, because it's not every time you're going to feel like you're godly and like even warm, but even the ability to see someone on the street and just feel like, oh man, like it's really cold and you're out here. I think it's part of love. But I think the easiest definition, I just say love is God.
Love is God. I mean,
God is love.
God is
Thank
love.
you for finishing it.
Yeah, I feel like I also feel that way, and I feel like love is a choice. Like, it's not. I try as much as possible not to make it like just the feeling. I know that the feelings are important, but I want to, from my point of view, I would like to see it as a choice, because like, if we go by feelings, most times I would dump a lot of people. I would stop being friends with certain people. I would even disown my family at some point. Because like, I mean, they get on our nerves. Like you said, I might not break their head with a glass table. I'm not that person. That's Sister Mo. That's not me.
It's definitely not me. I don't know how to fight.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's a decision. So I would decide to, that I will make the choice to love you regardless of whatever you come with. And that's the same thing for strangers. Like, if you've already decided in the back of your mind, like, I'm a Christian and it's required of me to love. If I'm going to like show forth my father, I have to have like the ability to love. So as I'm going out, I'm already deciding that day I'm going to choose love, right? I'm going to decide that this is what I'm going to love and whatever. So now going back to the people that we say, like, now it's easy to, do you think it's easy to love family?
KJ.
Extending on
KJ. Huh?
Extending on nuclear family.
Let's start with nuclear family. Like your brothers and sisters. Like, you know, that people that don't have like the best relationships with their siblings, but do you think it's easy? Like, you know, like what relationship would you say loving is the easiest? Let's start with that.
I mean, I don't think it's easy to love your... I mean, I think it's easy when you're younger, right? To love them without even, like, having an idea of what it actually is. Right? It's like, okay, when you're young, you just know that, okay, they're my family, I have to love them, right? But I think as you grow older, there are some times when certain things happen that you actually realize that I actually really love my brother, I really love my sister, right? And you can also have the idea of it's not even the same way I loved them when we were younger. It's actually grown because more things have happened in life.
Okay.
But then, if you won't be able to love them to a certain extent if you don't make that choice, right? To say this family, and I have to love my family members. Right? I have to understand life from where they're coming from, and you have to make the effort to actually get to know them. Better, right? To be able to help the love you guys have for each other grow. So I think it's, in my opinion, personally, I feel like it's easier for me to love. Members now,
So what you're trying to say, like now, is like it's easier for you to love when you're younger. Okay, what about extended family? Like we pushed it to like nuclear family. What do you think about extended family?
I thought each person is answering the question. I don't know. I think like they're not as close. So like I think the kind of love will just be like for some people. So it's not everybody. Like I know some of my friends are like really tight with their cousins. I'm not. So it's just I love you because we have the same last name and I wish the best for you.
Yeah.
But like it's not like personally I would say it's not really in depth because love comes with knowledge too, right? Yeah. So I don't know you like that. Yeah. And so I would say it's just the same as like loving an acquaintance. And I don't even know if I'll call it love. No, wait, I do wish the best for them. So yes, I would say
love,
but it's not deep, right? It's a little just on the surface. Yeah. Like I don't want any harm to come to you, but like if you now do upset me, you're not that close enough to annoy me. So I don't really. It's like that's there's that.
So
that's
in that situation, do you think you still love them, and as much as like?
I mean, like that's why it's dicey, right? Because I think not even just only extended, people that you don't know like that. Like, you know how your friends really annoy you and you have to make a choice then to love. I think when a person is not that close to you, it's easy for it to just fall off your back because like, it's not, you can't impact me like that because once again, there's no knowledge, right? So love is patient, is kind, is according to like what the scripture says. But as we go further is when you're in unlovable situations that you realize if you love a person or not.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said about like it's easier to love someone when you're younger because I feel like when we think about like that scripture of love is kind, when you're a child, there are so many things you really don't rate and you don't care about.
Yeah.
And as you grow older, you start to care about these things because I have like favorite cousins and all that. But like as I've grown, it's just like sometimes you think about things that happened back and you're just like, how did I even move past that stuff? Like, how did I even like not care? Like, this girl just said that to me and I just moved on. Like, it doesn't make sense. But I can see like at that point, I was in love like with my cousin. But like now I was like, oh, why is it that it gets hard as we grow older? Why do you think like now that you're matured and you know, and you're aware of what the word of God says. At that point when you're younger, nobody was really telling you like, oh, you have to love. Yeah. Love was just like a natural thing you could give out. Like, why didn't all of a sudden it became this hard thing for you to do? Like, we would admit that love is hard. Regardless, like even nuclear family extended, going to up to the extent of friends as you mentioned. And then before we even think about just some random person on the road, like, why do you think love has gotten harder as we've grown?
I mean, because the Bible says we should love our neighbors as we love ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And before you be able to love your neighbor, you have to love yourself. And then, to be honest, to love yourself, you have to know who you are. You have to understand who you are, right? So I feel like, so basically, you know who you are, and you also have to know more about the other person to be able to love them too, right? So when you're younger, it's like you basically believe you know who you are, right? At the younger age, you don't see people start to figure out who am I, why am I here, stuff
what kind of personality do I have?
It's supposed to like 2 + 2 = 4. Then it's easy to love. And then as you get older, you're still trying to figure out yourself. You're still trying to figure out whether you even love yourself, right? Still trying to think about your relationship with God, love God. So I feel like that confusion about even loving yourself, like it's, well, I don't even know the word to use, but it reflects on your relationship with other people, right? Because how can you actually love other people if you yourself, sometimes you're like, man, I don't even like me. So I don't want to start putting in effort to actually like other people. So I feel like that's why it's more difficult when you grow older.
Well, as a kid, first of all, your brain hasn't developed that much, right? So you don't have a certain perspective of the world like you do as an adult, right? Is why you can easily forgive someone because you're just like you don't have a care in the world, right? Because you're being taken care of, but you don't have that understanding of the world and how it works. Like, kids are innocent in the world because some of them do lie. They do lie.
That's all that they all lie.
They all lie, but in the sense of like how they understand things, like, oh, don't talk to that stranger. Why? You find a kid asking you why, and it's like, I can give you 10 different reasons why you should know. But to them, it's just like, like, what is it? So that understanding is not there. But as you grow, as you get older, not only does your brain develop, your emotions develop. Like, a kid does not understand the meaning of frustration. You're either angry or happy or sad. But as an adult, you're understanding that there's a gray part, there's irritation, there's annoyance, there's anger. Like, you can differentiate those different things. And that's because of the experience you've had. Right, things have been done to you as a person and over the course of time that has also shaped your personality, that shaped your mentality. So who you were as a kid, like how many years did you experience, and you're surrounded by family and all those things. But as an adult, when you experience a heartbreak or like you lose a job or you don't know who you are or your friends did something really hurtful or you're betrayed, all of those different factors count into how you perceive people and how you love, right? And so many of us, we love from a difficult place, right? So if maybe I've lost my job and then William, God forbid, loses his, right? I can understand that. So I'm able to love him like that, right? But that's because I have a more in-depth understanding of what that is. And as you get older, you just see that people are really, 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 really terrible. Like, you see people for their true colors as a kid. Like, a kid doesn't know a serial killer. But as an adult, you're just like, your ways are not straight. Your leg is not legging, right? So I think like there are different factors that makes it really difficult for us to love.
What you just said about oh God, I'm losing my train of thoughts. But when you talked about like, you understand where he's coming from, and then it's easy to love him, like in that sense, it just made me remember something. For the longest time, I always thought like I connect with people over like pain, and I don't know, but like it's easier to connect with someone over pain. So like, if I and someone are like both out of school because of like financial issues, it's easier for us to understand each other. And do you think sometimes that scenario can max like can cover our eyes from seeing the fact that you guys are just connecting on this level? It's not really like you guys love each other. Do you think like that's like a entryway to love, or do you think like it's not an healthy way like to like love someone?
Well, the thing is, I don't think there is like a one path to love. Love is very broad, right? So you can connect with people in different aspects. Like, you and I can connect as women more than I can connect with William as a person, right? So I think like God has given everybody like certain commonalities. Like, not only can you and I connect as women, but we can connect as Nigerian, as part Yoruba. We have so many similarities. So I think in that part of pain, it's similar. So like different parts of it will start to play, like how you relate to that person, how you help that person. Those are certain attributes of love, right? You're more patient with them as opposed to someone that's like, you just lost a job, what is it? But you know what it did to you, you know how it like affected your esteem, so you're able to relate. And over time, obviously, you start to see their personality, but already it connects you, and that connection is really what matters in love.
Okay, I want to ask a question. Have you, so, have you ever pretended to love someone?
KJV.
Why are you first of all, that's the same. And you're always pushing any question and does not seem right to see.
G are close on the alphabet list. Same thing.
Pretend to love.
Have you ever, like, you know when you know, like, you might not know, it might not be evident to you that you don't love this person, but
Give us a...
or what has happened in your whole life exactly.
I'm trying to remember in
You
a
have
situation where I've pretended to love someone. I can't remember. I might have. I feel like I have, definitely. But it's like... I would say it might not be like a conscious pretense. It might not be like you're consciously like saying that, okay, we just pretend like I like this girl now and just, be our friend, maybe to get like a favor or something. But it could be like sometimes unconscious. It can be like a false perception. You might think that you actually love this person, but you actually don't, and it's just because of what they do for you in that moment.
KJV now. Oh yeah.
She's
like, you asked for the example. After he goes, I'll go, because I have to kind of think about it.
Yeah, like, love is not like, how would I explain this? Like, love is not basically what the person can do for you. Like, love is not what you can get from this person. Love, when you're loving someone, is not on the person, it's 100% on you. Yeah. Like, love is not dependent on anybody. I believe we agree with that, right? So, has there been a moment whereby you have loved someone just because of what they can do for you? Now you're loving this girl in a relationship because of like, she's pretty, right? So now if they take away that beauty now, you're not sure where your love stands.
Oh, yeah.
Will you love a certain brother because of, it brings like contracts to you? If it stops bringing those contracts, will you still love him? Would you like, do you understand those kind of scenarios? Like, would you love someone? Like, have you ever been in a situation where you found out, maybe not at the moment, but later on that, you know what? Well, just because of what I was getting, that's why I love this person. It happens in relationships in terms of dating. And it also happens like in like, yeah, family too. Like you can have a cousin that you like so much because the cousin is always bringing chocolate for you. Yeah, so have you ever, like, I want you to be honest with yourselves. Like, have you ever been in that situation? You might not remember the situation, but you think you've been in that kind of situation.
Like, it's normal, just normal love, like...
Is there another form of love, bro?
The relationship with this thing is different.
Not relation, okay.
Just love, like how you feel about someone.
To me, am I the only one? I feel like when it comes to dating or loving somebody like in a romantic way, the only difference I see with that and friendship is the fact that you are married to this person, so it's a commitment. And you cannot like decide to stop. You cannot decide to go back after you have started with that person since you're married. And secondly is the fact that the romantic aspect of it. I feel like when it comes to friendships, the kind of love that you show is the love. Should there be?
But romance doesn't they fall on person though. Like you're not just romance doesn't just, it's not like you just fall into the romance, right? I think they're kind of similar because in a friendship you have to be committed to in it. You have to be committed in a friendship now, but like this is someone that you're looking to build with. Okay. Like in like a relationship sense, you guys are building. I'm not trying to have kids with my friends. I'm trying to let them in my room and stuff like that. But I think they're very, very similar because your partner should also be your friend too. Okay. But KJV, answer that question.
Have you pretended to love before? Do you avoiding this question?
I'm actually.
I feel like
I'm waiting for him to speak.
Let me answer. I feel honestly, in terms of for girls, right?
Men are some.
Pretended. I don't know, but I feel like there are situations whereby you're doing.
So you have.
William, you have.
William, you have.
You know when someone starts to explain the thing before you say yes or no? Explain yourself.
It's like
I've judged you, Shalom.
Mistaken because you just want someone to be in your life right now with the actual love, right? So basically, you're putting all your effort and everything just to make sure the woman is there, but it's not like you actually really.
So you have pretended to love before?
No.
Mama does not touch you. He said that. No.
It's like, no, it's not. This is pretend, right? It's like it's happening, but then you kind of come to the realization that that's what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to like, shift yourself away from the situation. I think, but I was very, very young then.
Now you're going. You know when you want to remove yourself, I was a small child. It's not really a hair.
Yeah, I mean, so did you tell her that you were pretending to?
Pretend.
Wow.
Pretending. My ideologies in my head were confused, so I had to get it together. So I said, okay, move on, because now like I really felt that stuff with girls, so I stopped wasting the young lady's time.
Interesting.
That's pretty good.
But to be honest, I feel like I don't know if I've really done what he said, like pretend to actually pretend, right, to love someone.
Yeah.
Instead is what you're getting from them, right?
Okay.
Then I feel like it's basically very popular in the world, I guess, because I used to, my friends always talk about how like they don't love you, right, but they love what you do for them.
What you do for them?
Who are they?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Why are you asking for names now?
Sometimes even people you think are your friends, right? Because it's like we were joking around earlier about how you prepare a tweet this night to put it out tomorrow morning that okay, whatever this guy said is not a reflection of what we believe, right?
What?
Just no, like I'm giving a scenario, right?
Yeah.
You see companies and stuff, right? Let's say something like Nike or Adidas, right? When someone does something bad today, tomorrow you just get Nike out of them, right? They're done with them. But then yesterday Nike told this guy they love him, right? He thinks it's love because they fly him with a private jet to come to the facilities to see stuff and stuff like that. So him is thinking they love him, right? But they don't really love him, right? They just love the fans he brings for them, right? So they want to do something that affect their money. They don't even wait to figure out they cut you first. They've cut you even probably before even talking to you, right? So it's like it's everywhere, right? Like in the workplace, like there was a place I was working at, right? I can't name names. I feel like I had this idea in my head that they don't love you, they love what to do, right? And I was working so hard. When the manager started to come too close to me, I'm like, yeah, right. I know you just want. By the time I start messing up in this job place, you probably shift away, right? Look for the next star worker or something, right? So I was like, that's how it works, right? Because once you start messing up, they'll cut you real quick. But they don't give you multiple chances. I feel like that what you just explained is actually like stuff that happens around all the time, right? It's more like what's your posing outfit.
Yeah. So it's like posing to love you for now, but when everything comes to like it's not favorable for us anymore, we're gonna bounce. Boy, have you done it?
I think
I have a feeling you have. Before you start, you have.
Florence, camera is rolling.
And so show your true self. You see,
I can't
feel free.
I can't
speak your mind.
I'm representing Christ because
everybody come out represent Christ.
All they have to do is off that camera.
I thought they represented Christ. Say on your camera.
Your blood could dry. But
I put myself on the sketchy spot. I don't know what I said.
Okay.
No, I think as a kid, you had to remember when I was buying ice cream, right? But like, I think growing up, like I'm trying to think. I mean, presently there's no way. I barely like people. Like there's just it's on my face. It's in my tone. Like you just know. And it's God. This Jah is keeping us, keeping me. Because honestly, like I find people stressful. Like I barely like you, like present, like adult stage. But then I think I just want to. It would be more of like doing things to want to like get people to like me, as opposed to like pretending to like that. I don't think I really had patience for that, because my personality will show that I'm not feeling you. So it was always the other way around. Like I'd do things and then like as a teenager, just so that like you'd like me or like I'd be in your crew or whatever. But like if you run me straight, I run it back to you.
Interesting.
Not now, Jesus.
Not now. Are you hearing me? Come on.
Not now. Christ is Lord and Savior. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I hear you, sis. Also, I want to ask another question. I'm just going to ask some questions today. Another question I'm going to ask is, have you, as someone that you love, ever like hurt you to the point that you are like, I cannot believe this? Where are you going to? Like, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe that you did this. You know what? That I cannot believe my eyes being. You know when you're pregnant, somebody just say, you're just like.
You probably have to answer all the reactions.
No, they hurt you that you start talking to yourself.
You're like, wait, like this
so
person.
This happened. And then what did you... You're walking in different parts of your house. You're watching plays for 2 hours. Because you're just like...
It cannot be. It can't be possible. This cannot be possible.
And then you're sleeping. Sometimes you just suddenly wake up that...
And this thing might not be deep. But, you know, I feel like, you know when you love someone, yeah, when that person hurts you, it feels times 100. It's not more like
Florence.
If someone that you don't love now, if your enemy hurts you, it's quite expected.
No,
like you're expecting them to do
the
it.
question you asked
is
it's not if the pain is amplified. No. I don't know amplifier. You said, have they hurt you to the point of confusion? That's what you asked.
Oh man, no.
And
I feel like anyone that hurts me, anyone that I love that hurts me, I always get confused. I would say that.
That's a natural reaction. If you're not confused,
and it's because I also feel like you love me back. Do you understand? It's not a thing where I'm just loving you. I feel like you love me back too. So you're just like, wow, if you can do this.
No, let me. It has happened. KJV, just
no, no, Moyin.
Because it has happened though. I think it happened that if you ask me that time, how are you? I'll just be crying.
You just start crying because
you want me streets. And it wasn't even a relationship. It was just, I remember like, I'd be driving to work and I'll just be saying, Moyin, this thing happened though. I'll be talking to myself. It got to a point that even I think I was escalating before God itself. That you watch it happen. I think that confusion. I went through 5 stages of grief and confusion because I didn't know who to be angry at. Because I couldn't believe it was actually happening to me.
You.
I couldn't believe it was like
And have you ever felt tempted to like I would give you back?
Let me tell you something, Florence. And thank God for God. Thank God for Jah. Because if that person was walking towards a bus station, that's all. I'm a teacher. Let me just.
Well, what's that?
You might be accidentally connected to that.
There is something there. Run! Where was it going?
You might
go the other way.
There is a possibility you might find yourself under the bus. How you got there? But no, I was serious. No, I can't. You can say I'm still even bamboozled and perplexed. If you
by the situation.
Yeah, but like in that moment, I know like what you said was actually really, really deep. But let me not lie. What that scripture was just over my head. No, but the Holy Spirit is so kind because there was no way. I mean, this was many years ago too. But as I even remember it, I was just like, I instantly, because I thought it was a joke, but instantly they became my enemy because you did me that thing. You want to kill me. You are my village person, right? But that's the beauty of the grace of God. I went to God and I wasn't saying, oh God, you know, the Bible says, I went screaming that this person is actually trying to kill me. Like this person is actually, if they can do this to me, they can watch me die. Yeah. Right? So I was very honest with God in that moment. And I think sometimes we think we would get over it, but that's where God comes in. And that's why I said initially that God is love. The healing process is painful, but He gives you that grace. So far as like you just submit yourself to, because I told you, I said it's not easy. Every time I read that, I'll just skip that part in Matthew because it's a part. Yeah. I'll just maybe add 4 more of these things and go read something else. But it's also the carnal man in me that is like trying to protect myself and be like, this thing, just, you know, those block them, just do that. But over time, is emphasis, is God. I think it's not easy to not dislike them because it's a natural response. I mean, you're in pain, right?
At that moment.
But over time, and it's good to acknowledge the fact that this thing pained me, as opposed to running to be like,
that's me.
Definitely. But because that was my first reaction. I mean, I was confused. Then I went to open scriptures, love it, and I was just chanting it, and then I'll see them and be like, boss 87. And I write the boss number, boss 88 and boss 89. That was what I was doing. And I was refusing to admit that I didn't like them because I was like in a choir and I was not a person, a Christian assistant. Wait, how can you not? But when God told me release, I just told God, I said I hate them for what they did. And God said, it makes sense. I mean, you're a person, right? But it was just like, if you just hand it over to me. And so every day was like counseling session with God. It was just like, God, this thing pained me, but every day was better than the last. How I healed from it, like I could just see them, and if anything was wrong, like I'd go to them and be like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And all of that, right? And it just left. But admitting that thing destroyed me I think is the very, very first step. But it's not easy, but God helps you, but it's definitely not, you can't do it by yourself.
Has it happened to you before, William? Like
that?
Not like that. Why is the extremist? She's an extremist.
Some razzle dazzle.
Let me tell you guys another football related story.
Wow.
That's very most of my stories.
So say, Baba talk.
So, I was secondary school, right? My pops bought me these new football boots, right? White ones. And I used them in SS1 last 2 years, SS2, SS3 last 2 years. So one of my guys, my friends, when we had graduated basically, right? So the last day, we've packed our things, we're about to now go to our house, we're not seeing each other again for the rest of our lives. I went to my box, my boot was gone.
Souvenir.
Shocked me, man. I went around, look at other places, and I finally went and checked, saw it there, one of my guys' boxes. I took it. First, I took it, I was pissed off, like, why is this guy stealing this thing? Right now, when I know, he knows I can't find it again, basically when I see it, it's gone.
Yeah.
I put it back in my box. Closed it, moved my box somewhere else. I came back again, I still don't go again. I went straight, because I'm like, it can't be.
It cannot be.
I went straight again to the same place.
Confusion.
Found my boot again. I just put it. I don't know how it happened. I never talked to guy about it. Like, I just took my boot back, locked it up, I just carried it to my house. But every now and then I just remember, I'm like, Jesus. That's why this guy just wants to suffer me. Because those kind of things whereby your parents have warned you, don't carry it to school though.
Yeah.
Don't carry it to school, but you're like, don't worry, I'll bring it back. So I was just confused. But to be honest, it didn't really, I feel like maybe I was happy because I was graduating, because it didn't really affect me that well. Because even till tomorrow, right, I can still text my guy and talk. I still never bring up that situation. But I feel like that would be the closest situation that happened to me where I'm like, nah, this one don't make sense. But now it's like, when I think about it, I'm just laughing because it was too fun. Like, how do you do that to a person?
Even the audacity for me to keep putting it back in its box.
Yeah, see, that's what I shocked me most. I took it and still went back and put it again. It's like it's his property. It's like the roles are reversed. I'm the one stealing it and he's not taking back his boots. But I mean,
yeah,
that's crazy.
What about you, Florence? So they asked me a jam question.
She has all the reactions.
I have gone through it, and
what was it?
The emotions I felt. The crazy part about this whole thing is the fact that it keeps happening. Like you keep you keep remembering these things, yeah. It's
like,
not
like your occurrence keeps happening. Like
no.
Keep doing it.
No, it plays in your head, so it happens every time. You're not like it's one occasion, but it keeps playing in your head. I know when you said that, every now and then you just remember the thing that happened, and you're just like. Same thing. And sometimes like you might have had conversations with this person and you are forgiving the person, but you don't forget this hurt. And like someone has made me realize something about myself is the fact that we've settled something, but I can still like random day I can just mention it. Not that I'm saying that, oh, you did this to me. I'm just like going to mention like, oh, I've experienced this. Like, and I told the person, I don't even know where the answer came from, but I told the person that the thing is, I've decided to forgive and we've moved on from this, but my body can't forget the hurt.
Of course.
And because my body can't forget the hurt, if someone is talking about that situation, you will trigger that emotion in my body because it is like I'm human, right? I would remember how you made me feel, how hard, I'm like, that kind of anger that you're feeling, like your chest is just like,
Constricting.
And I was like, I can't forget that feeling, but I have forgiven you. And if I ever mention it again, I'm not saying it from a place of hurt or from anger or whatever. It's just the fact that someone mentioned something and it reminded me of a situation, and I would just mention the situation that, oh yeah, I've experienced this. And that's the only reason why it's easier for me to experience things in life, because I realized that I'm just experiencing for someone to know better. I'm experiencing for someone to have like, if I've experienced it before, I'll probably have like easier way for you to get through that thing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You have to experience to be able to tell people. I don't believe people that don't experience stuff and you're just telling me that this is where to come from. I'm always like, I find it hard to like take your advice because I feel like you don't know what is how it feels, right? That's why you're saying like, oh, it's just this. It's not really just that.
Or get over it.
Yeah. So man, it's tough, but I'm glad that we admitted that feeling is that happens, but I hope we're on the forgiving side and deciding to like let go of whatever that was.
Can I even just add that like it takes a while for the emotion to dissipate.
Yeah.
But it is possible to get to a place where when you remember, like, see, I was laughing now. When the thing happened, there was no teeth that was shining, right? But like it is possible. Because I feel like people, and the devil lies to us that. And like he just keeps bringing it back, and then you just sometimes pain is so much that you think that you'll never get over it, and you now have to make a permanent decision that to cut that person out or to just do something to harm them or whatever. But the truth of the matter is, time really does heal everything. Like where you and I are at now with what had happened to us like that many years ago, I remember that it caused me severe confusion, but I don't feel an iota of that experience again. So like it's just now funny.
I'd like to end this with 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4, which says 4 to 6, which says, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It's not irritable. It keeps no record of being wronged. It does not rejoice. It does not rejoice about injustice or rejoice whenever the truth, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. In Yahweh's perspective, I would like to end with Colossians 3 verse 14. It says, above all, clothe yourself with love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony. So as you go about your week, please clothe yourself with love, represent your Father in heaven, and have a blessed week. And thank you, William, for bringing a football perspective. Sorry, aka what? KG. For bringing a football perspective to all this. You know, you can love with football. That's what you're trying to say. And Sister Momo for being the violent queen. If you see it, I'm sorry. Auntie, I'm sorry.
I don't understand
Sister Momo has showed us that she has experienced life, okay? And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. See you in our next one. This was interesting. Bye.